Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I'm making a video from the woods of Maine. Hoping I put on enough bug spray. How are you? What's new? Last night I was in the basement and today I'm making a video from outside in the woods. This is Ferry Beach State Park. The beach is right kind of behind me. Anyway, nice picnic area. Lots of wildlife, lots of birds, and pretty peaceful. Not too many people picnicking, just a couple. So I think this is a good spot. And I just want to kind of go over what we didn't get to last night, because there was kind of some disruptions, but these huge crows. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a review. They're in the tree. A couple of crows in the tree there. Like a few crows. See if I can get you a little closer to see the crows. No, I think that's it, but you can hear them anyway. Crows are very smart birds. Smart birds. I think they're kind of psychic. So, what I wanted to read on from last night is a couple things. One is global climate change. I find it fascinating. There's a plane overhead. That when you turn on the news, they tell you how bad it is, that we are definitely in crisis mode. The fires in Greece, the wildfires in Greece, caused them to have to evacuate like 20,000 tourists. People were fearing for their lives. The heat dome in the southwest is just going to keep going and keep going, and no end in sight. You know, temperatures far exceeding 100 degrees, like going up into the 120s range in some places. And it's so striking to me. It's so interesting that they report how bad it is, but nobody mentions anything about, and here's what we're going to do. And there are still plans, as I mentioned before, for drilling, for exploratory drilling for even more oil. So I think humans might be a little crazy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Will enough be done to address global climate change so that we can survive as a human species? Will enough be done? Currently, no. Currently, no. Keep in mind that readings give you the trajectory, the course of events based on what's happening in the present. So if we stay on the present track that we're on, we will not save human civilization. I'm not just making this up. This is based on the energy that's going on right now. Will this trajectory change so that we indeed can survive? Okay, so the trajectory that we're on with global climate change and fossil fuel burning will not save us from extinction. But if we get on track now, it will. So let's see. Will the Biden administration do enough to put a dent in it? Well, I get a yes. Okay, so what I'm going to read on right now is that Willow project in Alaska. That oil drilling project being proposed in Alaska. If you ever get a chance to come to Maine, this is a beautiful park. I discovered it last time I was here. Just lush, beautiful forest. Almost like a rainforest feel. And if you want to do psychic work, if you can get outside, it's way better. So I'm going to read on I'm going to read on whether the Biden administration is going to do a lot, a substantial amount to stop global climate change. Oh, these three cards, these just flipped over. The message will be very clear. The message is out. I do feel like this is people, like world leaders, calling one another, calling for meetings with one another. I think it's kind of stupid when they have like the Paris Climate Accord meetings that everyone has to fly to. I don't think that really says much for like, we really care about global climate change. We're gonna fly our planes. You know what I'm saying? But I do see this is indicative of world leaders getting together. They're on the phone, they're having meetings. The wind is stirring up. This is why I love to read outside in nature. The wind is stirring up as I'm saying that. The winds of change are coming. It will be because, like, you know, I don't know the name of the president of Greece, but that they're on the phone. They're calling each other saying, we need to do something. Mostly it's going to be the flooding. The wildfires are bad enough, but mostly it's going to be the flooding. I had a vision today of parts of the country completely underwater for good. That is starting to happen. I'm not saying this to alarm you. I'm just saying this so that we can all not be in denial anymore and we can face the truth if we can handle it. The Magician indicates that, yeah, there is the possibility that this will be manipulated in such a way that it will get turned around. And we have all the resources that we need to turn global climate change around. We do. That's the Magician. That's what that's about. These hikers just walked by. They were probably like, what is she doing? They didn't seem to care. Yeah, so the Magician, yeah, there's a lot of potential there in those few cards. There's a lot of potential there for good to be done. And, it definitely is our responsibility, each and every one of us, to jump on board and do what we can. I give at least $20 a month to Greenpeace, organizations that are really working hard, and support Democrats because Democrats address it, and the fascist Republicans call it a hoax. As the world burns. Oh, it's a hoax, it's not real. But that's kind of what they do, right? What you see right in front of your eyes is not really there. The classic gaslighting. All right. I think I had a question last night about something else that we didn't get to. Let's read on Kevin McCarthy. I don't know if that's what it was, but it definitely is worth looking into. This whole, go impeach Biden now because you impeached Trump twice. I wanted to say 3 times. So let's go ahead and impeach Biden. How's that going to go? For those of you that are really hot because it's hot where you are, I won't go on about this beautiful breeze coming through the trees, but you can probably hear it. Kevin McCarthy on impeaching Biden. What a waste of time and resources. Huge waste. And then, we were hearing on the news about how much these investigations are costing the United States because Trump has crimed so much, what it's costing. It's amazing. As far as Kevin McCarthy goes, the 7 of Swords, yes, he's trying to get away with something, obviously. Trump is coaching Kevin McCarthy right now as to how he's going to steal the election. I'm not saying he's going to steal the election, but I'm saying I definitely pick up on Trump talking to Kevin about how he plans. They're putting together a plan to steal the next election in 2024. This is currently, it's July 24th. No, 25th. Today's the 25th. Let me see. Is that what yeah, Trump, so what I'm getting right now is that Trump is planning with Kevin McCarthy on stealing the election in 2024. They're putting plans together, but they feel really loose, not very well thought out. The guy just saying January 6th was much more thought out than what Trump is putting together right now with Kevin. It feels like he's the main guy. The Queen of Wands, this definitely looks like Fani Willis and a celebration. The guides are giving me the sense right now that with what's going on with Fani Willis, even though Trump is planning to steal the next election, planning to steal it, the Fani Willis, what's going on there is going to really affect where Trump is in terms of running for president. I got a couple newsletters today, a couple emails from various people I subscribe to, in which it was made very clear that it's and I've mentioned this many times, and the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, prohibits anyone who has been involved in an insurrection. I'm trying to think of the actual wording in the Constitution, but I don't have my pocket Constitution with me. But you know, the 14th Amendment says that no one shall hold office who has participated in insurrection, attacking our country, so, and being a conspiracist, and sedition, and all that. So the Queen of Wands, this indicates, I have a really strong feeling about Fani Willis, and that something happens with that case that kind of puts the brakes on Trump. And that's coming up in August. Something happens there that kind of, I just feel like things come to a bit of a screeching halt for him. And then the Three of Cups. So I'm reading about Kevin McCarthy and what he's doing. He's talking to Trump about how to steal, cheat, and lie when it comes to 2024. Something about the Fani Willis situation, that case is going to, I feel like it's going to really put the brakes on. I feel like the brakes are going to be definitely on about that. About Trump running for office around what happens in Georgia. And we're celebrating when we find that out, that at least there's a strong sense that at least he gets curtailed. At least he gets reined in. Will the Fani Willis situation knock him out of the race? Yeah, it can. It looks like there's potential for that. Quick change in the weather. You know, the Native Americans used to read the trees. They used to read nature. And since I started 13 and a half minutes ago, it's completely shifted. From sunny to cloudy with a little bit of wind. The crows were there a little bit earlier, as you saw. And it's getting darker and there was a little bit of rain. So just to show you, things are always changing. You know that I talk about this when I'm doing my live streams. When people say, oh, it can only be a certain way. We can never really say that because things always change. Things can always flip to a time. It's funny because what just popped into my head was like, when the aliens finally show themselves, then all of a sudden it's like called a paradigm shift, right? I didn't mean to jump into that, but last night I did talk about Netanyahu and what was happening in Israel. I don't feel like Netanyahu is going to really be able to keep this up much longer. So because it's still going on, he's trying to pretty much not have a judicial system unless it's very extremist and right-wing and not fair. So let's look at today what's going on with that. He's really holding on, but Netanyahu is really holding on like for dear life, because he knows he has this false sense of security. Netanyahu has a false sense of security, and he's continuing to lie and to tell people that this is for the better of the people. But the world is watching, and I feel pressure from other countries. That card almost blends right in, doesn't it? That's amazing. The world, it's like the green, the horned god, the nature god. We're out in nature. I think the trees like these cards. So as far as Netanyahu, he wants every decree that he decrees to be the law of the land, him and him alone. So that's dictator, right? We know that. He's really working on making his message one that sounds appealing to the people, but the light in the background says that there's an illumination with the people that they can see through anything. It's almost like not only do they know what he's doing, but they also have some psychic impressions about what to do. The people of Israel have strong guidance, spiritual guidance as to what to do next. I mean, it's the Holy Land, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Just occurred to me. There's going to be a lot of pressure from world leaders for Netanyahu to knock it off. Will that succeed? Will that succeed? The pressure from other world... I'm picking up a yes. It will be the pressure from other leaders, other world leaders. If you can call Netanyahu a world leader, I don't know, it's like... He really, it's interesting. When I tune into his energy, I feel like it's the strangest thing, because it's almost like he's in his own reality, his own bubble reality, where Netanyahu is like everything is all about me, which is narcissism, but it's a kind of narcissism I haven't really seen before, where he really lives in a bubble. He really feels like he feels like he's God. He feels like he's king of the entire world. It's really strange. I don't know his background. I don't really know where Netanyahu came from and all that, but it's so interesting doing readings, because then later you find out, like, oh yeah, you were right about that. As you can see, the mosquitoes are coming. I did put bug spray on, but it was earlier. See how long it lasts. This is a test. This is a test. There's a joke that Maine's state bird is the mosquito. I would say that might be true. I don't know if I hear thunder or a plane. Might be thunder. Let's see. Let's read on Jack Smith. Let's read on Jack Smith. Lots of death threats. I get it all the time. Lots of death threats. That's thunder. What if I get caught in a thunderstorm? Well, the air is very charged. Those mosquitoes are coming out. As far as Jack Smith, lots of death threats. I'm not saying that something terrible will happen to him, but I do see all the death threats. The thing that's most disturbing is, like, a lot of crazies are absolutely convinced, speaking of living in your own world, that this is a conspiracy. So amazing, isn't it, when people see things right in front of their eyes, when it's all right there, like I said earlier, and they don't believe what's right in front. They don't believe what they know. So, Seven of Pentacles, like I said last night, I feel there's been a lot of work done, and there's a couple of DOJ losses, but where there's so many, where Trump has committed so many crimes, Trump has committed so many crimes that they're going to get him on something. You know what I mean? So some of the things they won't be able to convict him of, but there's so many others. So don't worry about that. And the King of Wands, Jack Smith, is still on top. He's a gifted man. He's still on top. So don't you worry. We're gonna be okay. Let's do a couple more. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a guided meditation from out in the woods. Wouldn't that be lovely? We do have 20 on Tuesdays tonight. If you're watching this on Tuesdays, our guided meditation for a healed America. Let's take a look at the Republican Party. And the question will be, okay, this is the question. While Trump is really being pounded with all these trials, subpoenas, indictments, and all, while he's being pummeled with that, the fascist Republican Party is in lockstep pummeling Joe Biden, the Biden administration, with ridiculous, stupid lies. I don't even think they predicted rain today. So while that's going on simultaneously, it's like a stupid race. How are the Republicans going to fare? Karma. This is the Republicans. When they're neck and neck, going after Joe Biden, as the DOJ is going after Trump for all his numerous crimes. Can you imagine if a Democrat committed as many crimes as Donald Trump? It's not even possible to commit as many crimes as Donald Trump, let's be real. But this is the karma card for the Republicans. What goes around comes around. It's going to bite you in the you-know-what. Mr. Marshmallow McCarthy, it's going to happen quickly. It's like when something's been building up for a very long time and then the floodgates just open, which I've always seen that. And speaking of floodgates, here it is. So quickly, I'm reluctant to say time frames because I don't want everyone to think, well, Annette said it was going to happen such and such a time, and it hasn't, because the justice system takes a long time. And we get so frustrated because Trump should have been arrested on January 7th, if not before. But the karma card says what the Republicans are doing, these antics, keeping on going after Biden as Biden's creating all these jobs, and the economy's doing well and all that. And the gods are speaking. I didn't really expect that I'd be in a thunderstorm while I was doing a reading. Pretty funny. But quickly, the Chariot card's coming. Quickly, the DOJ is going to act. I don't mean really, really soon. Although Fani Willis, that's all going to happen next month. So maybe it is. It's just not today. And I feel that he'll be arrested again next week. Somebody's car alarm horn went on. And the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords represents Jack Smith. I feel like Jack is in his element. You know, when there's something that you do that's just your thing. That's how I feel about what I do. It's just your thing. It's just what you do. That's where Jack Smith is. It feels like, okay, this is the feeling. This is where I belong. This is what I'm here to do. So all that's out of the way. You know what I mean? There's no doubting what you're doing. Like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. No. Jack Smith knows that this is his purpose. This is his path. This is his soul contract. This is his life's journey. He came here to do this. There's a lot that goes on in life that's been predetermined. There's a lot we can change, and a lot has been predetermined. So let's wrap up the last 5 minutes with, I may actually do a meditation from here tomorrow. We'll see. Let's ask about the people who are really into Trump and just don't know. I mean, I want to say something about that. When I've seen some of these people interviewed, some of them just seem really lost, and I have a lot of compassion for them. The Trumpsters that just don't know. I do. I have a lot of compassion for them. Let's see how they're going to do. Like when the whole thing falls apart, when the house of cards just falls, and these people that have been into Trump for 8 years now, the nice people, the people that just aren't that bright and are underinformed, I just want to make sure they're going to be okay. How are they going to do? I see a better track. I do see a better track for America. 3 Cups came up twice today, so that indicates to me that we're going to get some good news about justice very soon. The Page of Pentacles, it will be what we want. We can't take our eye off the ball. We have to continue to fight really hard for democracy. But this is indicative that we are fighting really hard for democracy and that it is working. We just got to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And the Page of Wands. I feel like we're going to get some good news really soon, within a week, about justice. I know I said that would be the last question, but I just remembered what I didn't get to last night. So if the rain holds off, we can do that. If the rain doesn't hold off, we'll have to wait till tomorrow. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. I'm under the trees, so I won't get drenched, but we're on to fascist. Oh my goodness. There's a hawk over there. Ooh, that was pretty. Hawk indicates spiritual guidance and spiritual wisdom. And spiritual leadership, too. Okay, we're on to fascists. Well, that kind of answers it. It feels like the spiritual people are really going to step up in Florida. The people that care for one another. This is Ron DeFascist. He's having to row away. And justice. There you go. Ron DeFascist. He's going to have to cut his losses and go because justice is coming for him. And I always have said that he's got some connection to January 6th. Even though we never hear that. I've always seen Ron DeFascist connected to January 6th. Not directly, not that he was there or was in the meeting at the hotel, the Willard Hotel. Not that. But he has a connection to the Kremlin. But justice is coming for Ron DeFascist. He's going to step out of the race because he'll be forced to. And because there's going to be too many lawsuits against him. All right, that's what I have for you today. I'll be doing pre-recorded and uploaded videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And today I have been coming to you from Ferry Beach this is Saco, I think. In Saco. No, I don't know where I am. I think I'm in Scarborough. A lot of towns close to each other. Before I head out, maybe I'll show you a little bit of the park. Ooh. Isn't it lovely? I wanted you to hear the crows too. Okay, the mosquitoes are vicious, but they haven't really bitten me. They're just more of an annoyance. Please come to Grassroots of Democracy. If you're watching this on Tuesday, please come tonight. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Also, I'm always available to do a psychic reading for you, psychic@dion.com. And make sure you check out Church of Spirituality. churchofspirituality.online is the website. But right here under the lives, if you need a little bit of upliftment and inspiration and a little bit of music, watch Church of Spirituality. I will see you very soon. I'll be back tomorrow night live. And namaste. Have a good day.